Hello student, we're gonna now explain the experiment of full voltage control of a three-phase induction motor. Let's start with the first circuit we have here. The motor can be started by feeding the motor with AC power supply. Here we are supplying the motor with the three lines, L1, L2, L3 with what? With AC, with AC power supply. Here we have also what? Manual switch. The motor can be stopped by removing the AC power supply. Set of contacts are required in the motor circuit and a means to open and close them. These contacts here we have for the manual switch here. Okay. In this circuit, such operation will be done manually. Here in this circuit we have manual control. Okay. By the way, this is the terminals of the motors T1, T2, T3, and this is our motor here. Okay. Now we'll start now to improve this circuit. Next graph here we have. Okay. So equipment is required for overloading or protection. Okay, this is OL, overload relay for protection the motor. So a motor overload relay unit is a device that senses the amount of current being drawn by the motor. Okay, so when the current exceeds the predetermined value, the protection unit will respond and disconnect the power line. Okay, this is the function of what? Of the overload relay. Okay, since the high current and to disconnect the power line to protect the motor. Okay. Next slide now. Now, if remote or multi-station control is required, a magnetic controller is needed. Now we will install what? Magnetic controller. Set of contacts in the main motor circuit is required to start and stop the flow of electricity to the motor. Okay, opening and closing such contacts will be done what now? Electromechanically. Okay, the controlling element is the operation coil of the electromagnetic what? Contactor. This is the main coil. Here we have contactors. Okay, if the contactors energize, the normally open contacts here we have here. Okay, M will what, guys? Here close. Okay, so the power will follow to the motor. Okay, so the normally open contacts we can get it from what? From the main coil M. Okay, so energizing it's mean what? Closing the motor circuit contacts. For de-energizing, it's mean what? Opening the motor circuit contacts. The control switch must be closed all the time to keep the motor run. Two wire, this is two wire what? Control. And we have, this is a start push button to what here? To start the motor. Okay, so the coil can be energized. Next slide. Now, to avoid pressing the start push button all the time, an auxiliary contact named holding contact from the electromagnetic contactor is needed. This is called what? Three-wire control. Okay, now we will add what, guys? We can make a zoom in. Normally open contact, this contact from where? From the main coil here. Okay, for what? To keep the start push button is depressed. To keep the pressing of what? Start push button. Okay, because if coil here M coil energized, M normally open contacts will close in the power circuits, and also in control circuit M will close. So it's mean what? We will keep what running here. Okay, for the motor. Okay, so when the motor will stop after we depressed here the stop push button. Okay, now next slide. Okay, further control features here: circuit breaker to protect the motor and its feeder line against short circuits and a grounding. This is CB, circuit breaker. Okay, okay, this is what's the function here? To what? To protect the motor and its feeder line against short circuit and what? And grounding. Control transformer also we need. Control transformer to allow the control circuit to operate at 120 volt instead of the higher voltage. Okay, to 208. Okay, this is the transformer T. Okay, to step down. You know, this is step down transformer to step down the voltage, high voltage. Boilet lamp also to indicate what? The motor is running. This is the boilet lamp, guys. Okay, R, red lamp. Okay, to indicate what? The motor is running. Okay, so as you can see, we have, this is the transformer. For example, we have here 208 to what? To 120 volt. Step down what? Voltage. Okay, guys. Next slides here. We will now try to change the main here, the main start push button with different what, guys, here with different connection here. Okay, as you can see here, the start here push buttons, we have three options here. The first one, and this is the second, and this is the third. Let us now here ask some question, okay, for the three possible what connection of the start push button. Okay, for the first one here, if we replace with this one here, let us ask a question here: will these contacts close when the push button is depressed? Now contacts will close. Yes, it will close. If we are here for the first one here, okay, it will what? Close. Okay, this is the first connection. Okay, so will they open when the push button is released? No, because we have here what, guys? We have normally open contacts. It will close, so it will keep motor running. Okay, are they acting a holding contacts? Yes, this is the holding contacts, and we have already explained this contact. Okay, so now for the second connection. Okay, let's ask a question for the second one also here. Okay, for the second one now, we have now stop push button in series with the holding here. Okay, so now will the motor stop when the red push button is depressed? Will the motor stop? Yes. Okay, for the second one here, yes. Okay, now explain when the stop push button is depressed, contactors M is de-energized. When we depress stop here, push button, M will what? De-energized. Okay, now let's come to the third connection here. Let us now ask a question here for this connection. Will the motor start when the black push button is depressed? This is the black. Okay, this is the black here. Yes, it will start. Now, next question. Will the motor stop when the red push button is depressed? This is the red. Stop. When we depressed, the motor stop? Yes, stop. Okay, explain. When the red push button is depressed, the coil circuit of contactors M is interpreted, causing contactor M and its holding contacts to open, stopping the motor. Okay, this is the explanation of the three possible what here connection of what of the start and the stop push button. Now let's come now to explain the operation of what of the full voltage control. Okay, now we have, this is the complete circuit of what, of the full voltage control of the three-phase induction motor. Okay, in case we need to start the motor, squirrel cage, we have, this is the squirrel cage motor. Okay, so the steps now: close what, guys, here, close CB, number 1, close circuit breaker, depress the start push button, this is second one, depress start push button here. Okay, second one. The third, M contacts energize, M, this is the M. Okay, energize. Okay, sorry, this one, this M here, the main coil here, this is the main coil, energize. Okay, it's mean what, guys, here, energize. So M normally open contacts in the control circuits. Okay, closes for holding. This one will close, M here in the control will close. Okay, also M normally open contacts in the power circuit, closes here, power circuits, this is M in power circuits, will close. Okay, then motor will start running, motor now runs. Okay, red lamp is on. Okay, to indicate that the motor is running. Okay, and to stop the motor we have to depress the stop push button, motor will stop. Okay, in case now of overloading. Okay, in case of what, overloading, what will happen to the circuit? Okay, OL normally close contact will open. Okay, will open here. Where we have here, we have normally open and normally close. This one will open. M contactor de-energize. M, this is the M coil, the main coil will de-energize. M normally open contacts in the power circuit open. Okay, it was closed, but now, okay, it will what, open. Okay, power is off from the motor now, because M now open, so no power, no current will follow. Okay, guys, here no current here will follow. Okay, now OL overload normally open contacts will what, will close. This one close. Okay, a green lamp now is on to indicate that the motor has been stopped under overloading problem. Now we have to what, open CB, circuit breaker. Okay, guys, so you have to memorize these operations in starting and what, and in overloading. Okay, and this is the operational steps for the both situation, for starting and overloading. Thank you for watching this video.